Hey guys, it's Kayla. Welcome to Messy Mama Monday. Um, so I just wanted to share with you guys something that happened recently. Um, so I ended up needing to go to the doctor because I had a hysterectomy a couple years ago, and my hormones are not exactly regulated. So I went to the doctor, and I have insurance, and it's no problem. It's $30 copay. I go do whatever I need to do. But I get there, and my insurance is not saying that I paid, but I'm like, but I have my insurance. It shows me on my side, but it's still saying it hasn't been paid and all this stuff. And I was like, I just paid a payment on it last week, so I don't know why it's doing this. But they do go ahead and do the blood draw, and I see the physician, and then when it's time to leave, she's like, well, since you can't get it confirmed, it's going to be $200 instead of $30. Y'all, my jaw hit the floor. I don't have $200. That may be like pocket cash to some people, but for me and my family, I don't have $200 to just drop my doctor's appointment. But my husband had given me his credit card that week, and it has been paid off, and it had nothing on it. So I used it, and then I went in their bathroom, and I lost it because it was, yeah, it's paid off and we can use it. But for me, in my thinking, I didn't want to have to put any more money on it because then we have to pay on it again. And it was paid off, so it was a bill that I had marked out of my bill book. I was like, okay, this is it. This is done. We don't have to do it no more. But now we have to pay more because I had to put $200 on it. So my mom tells me we can make a claim and it'll be okay. They can send me a refund. So I couldn't get a hold of my insurance for the longest time. I finally got a hold of them. And they tell me that I will have to pay the full amount to my doctor and then pay the rest of my monthly payment for November, and then I can send the claim in. So that means I'm paying double the amount instead of just the rest of my payment for November. And if I could have afforded to pay the rest of my payment for November, I would have done that instead of spreading it out over a couple of weeks, but I can't. That's why I didn't pay for my doctor in cash or with my bank account. It had to go on a credit card. And it was just really, really getting to me. And having like this mental breakdown and just feeling awful and like not knowing what to do. And I'm like, God, you always provide. Like, why do I feel this way? And I sat in my bed for a while and I texted my husband. I said, I'm just gonna stay in bed and not leave. I'm gonna wallow in self-pity and anxiety and fear and let all the things just consume me, even though God says that's not right. So I sat there for a while and laid in bed, and then God's like, no, get up. You know I have you, and you know that everything will be okay. And I know that. And I let all the anxiety and fear and everything get to me about how are we going to pay this, because we moved across the state. He took a pay cut. I don't have a job anymore. We are missing $2,300 a month that we were getting before because I'm not working in his pay cut. And that is a really hard thing to do. And we have bills to pay, and some of the bills are higher here than they were where we lived. And so I'm doing bills every week, and it's just enough to scrape by, or it's just enough, and then something accidentally costs a little bit more, and that's all the money that we had. And so I'm sitting there, and God's dealing with me, and he's like, stop. You know I come through every time, and he really does. He was dealing with me. And he's right. Every week he comes through Every week we pay the bills. Every week we put food on the table. Every week we have gas for our car. So far we haven't had a week where we couldn't pay our bills, where we didn't have enough money, or money didn't come through from over here, money didn't come through from over there, where we couldn't pay our bills, or we couldn't eat. And the only reason why we're eating food right now is because we have food stamps again. And the blessing in that is I'm a college student and I'm a stay-at-home mom, and our income got dropped, so we get food stamps again. And the letter they sent me said, you'll get $377 a month. I was like, great. $377 is better than having none at all. I mean, you can do a lot with $377 for groceries, even in today's market with how expensive it is. And I shop for a family of 6. And then every month I go to Sam's. That's where we do our big shopping. And then I'll go to the grocery store to get the little things. But I go to Sam's and I look at my email and I have the receipt, and it tells me how much is left on our EBT card. And it's like, I look at it, I'm like, that's more than $377. And so I use some, and then at the end of the month more goes on there, and I look again. I'm like, that's definitely more than $377. That's more like the max. And the max they can give me is $900 and some change. And it seems like that's what they're giving me every month. So I am extremely grateful and blessed that God has come through in that way. We were only supposed to get $377, and He's making a way for us to get the full amount, and I couldn't be more grateful. And that's God for you. Like, He shows up, and you have to sit there, and you're like, when you have those moments, you're like, how did this happen? Like, this wasn't supposed to happen. This is what they said was gonna be on there, but there's this much. And it's because of God. Because God found the way to provide for you. He's providing for us by giving us the full amount for food, so we don't have to count that on our groceries right now until my husband can get a pay raise. Or until I can get a job. Next year, I'm taking the year off. And He makes a way with James checks. And the money that He's like, oh wait, that bill's cheaper this month. I thought it was going to be this much. And so I have a little extra to put on a different bill, so I can pay the whole of that bill. Or we have extra where we can sign our son up for basketball because he wants to do that, and I have to sign him up this week. And that's $40. Like, that doesn't sound like a big deal, but when you lose $2,300 a month of your monthly income, it becomes a huge deal. Like, you have to adjust so much, and God was just reminding me of all the blessings He's given me, and He has given me so many. Financially, He is keeping us afloat, and that's all I ask. I don't want to be rich. I don't want to have all the money in the world. The only thing I've ever asked for is that our bills are paid. There's food on the table. There's gas in our cars, and we're happy and healthy. That's all that matters to me. When James used to work on the road, I would tell him that I want him to come home. I don't care if we are broke. I'd rather have him home. And that is still a true statement today. And I'm very grateful to have him home every night. He's actually home by 3:30, so me and him could get the kids from school together, and we've never been able to do that with him working. We are very blessed in our life with the family we have and all the ways that the Lord has provided for us financially. Sometimes those moments get to us like it did to me, where you just get so riddled with fear and anxiety of, how am I going to pay for this? And then God's like, hold on, I got you. He's like, hold on and wait. Just watch. Don't get ahead of yourself. And sometimes that's really hard for me to remember, because money stresses me out to no end, but once I see that all of our bills are paid and food is bought and we have, even if there's a zero balance in our account, which there is a lot of the time, everything's paid for. We don't have to think about it and be like, how am I going to pay the last $20 of the electric because I got to pay it? How am I going to buy bread, milk, and cheese? I don't have to worry about that because we do have food stamps, and we're not ashamed of that. My husband and I are not freeloading. We have jobs. Well, he has a job, and he works very hard, and he pays the taxes, and we pay taxes. So if we need a little help to feed our family of 6, then that's okay. Those things are there for you to have the help. And God is there to let you know that He has you. We just have to have faith and not let fear and anxiety get a hold of us, because God never intended fear and anxiety to just consume our body and make us into people we never even knew we could be. The first thing we need to do is say, God, what's the plan? Or, God, I know you'll come through, but I'm feeling anxious. Can you please take that away? Or, God, I'm scared, or whatever it may be. The first response should be to God. The first response should be, it can be, God, I need your help, or it could be, God, I know you got me. And a lot of the times God, I need your help, I don't know what to do. And I'm starting to change that to situations that I know He has me, to say, God, I know you have me. I know you have my family. So don't let fear and anxiety take over your life. It's fine to have those little moments like I did, but cry out to God as soon as you can. As soon as you realize that that's how your body's reacting, cry. Like, literally cry to Him. That's what I do. I did it. When the insurance company was giving me a hard time in the doctor's office, and I just cried because I'm an emotional person, especially when I'm talking. But cry out to God and say, God, I need you. God, take this anxiety from me. God, take this fear from me, because I know you have me. And that's what I did. And then God's like, okay, look it up. Go record. So I did. So hope you guys enjoyed today's episode on Messy Mama Monday, and I hope you join me next week.